Hey everyone, this is Sacred Cards, and today I'm here to share with you my legendary Fisherman deck profile. Mako Tsunami was my favorite character in the anime and asserted my love for the water archetype. I had the cards put away in a binder for quite some time until recently I decided to pick up the new Umi support from the legendary Duelist set. The deck is extremely fun to play and controls the field with revamped classic water monsters. I've been testing the deck a lot and I'm very happy with this list. Also, please be sure to check out the other profiles on my channel. I'm trying to update and post whenever possible, so subscribe for more content. With that said, I'll go through my list and try to explain the cards as best I can. Let's get into the deck profile. Starting off with one copy of the iconic legendary Fisherman, one copy of Fisherman 2, and one copy of Fisherman 3. Fisherman 1 is unaffected by spell effects and cannot be targeted for attacks while Umi is on the field. Fisherman 2 is always treated as the legendary Fisherman on the field and in the graveyard. It is unaffected by monster effects while Umi is on the field. Also, if it is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can add a level 7 water monster from your deck to your hand. And Fisherman 3 can be special summoned by tributing legendary Fisherman. When this card is special summoned, you can banish all monsters your opponent controls. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects and is also unaffected by spells and traps. Plus, you can return all your opponent's banished cards to the graveyard, and the first time they take battle or effect damage, it becomes doubled. Next up, I play 3 copies of Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin. While Umi is on the field, each player can only control one non-water monster, which isn't a problem for us because every monster we play is water. During your main phase, you can add either a copy of Umi, Karyushin Spell or Trap, or Sea Stealth Spell Trap from your deck to your hand. Another great card for the deck is 3 copies of Electric Jellyfish. You can send a copy of Umi from your hand, deck, or field to the graveyard to special summon a water monster from your hand. If Umi is on the field and your opponent activates a monster effect or spell or card effect, you can negate that effect, and then this card gains 600 attack and defense. Next is 3 copies of Doom Kraken. This card has a quick effect. When Umi is on the field, you can target a water monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Return your monster to the hand, special summon this card, and if you do, destroy that opponent's monster. Also, if your opponent declares an attack, you can return this card to the hand to negate that attack. Then I play 3 copies of Warrior of Atlantis. You can discard this card to add a legendary ocean to your hand. It's also got a beefy 1900 attack, so it doesn't hurt to normal summon either. For the big fish, I play 1 copy of Mega Fortress Whale and 1 copy of Citadel Whale. Mega Fortress Whale has many effects and does a lot for the deck, one being that if Umi is on the field, water monsters can attack directly this turn. During your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Also, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add to your hand or special summon 1 water warrior monster from your deck or graveyard. Citadel Whale can be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by tributing 2 water monsters. If it is special summoned, you can set Sea Stealth Attack from your deck. Plus, when your opponent activates a monster effect that targets a water monster, quick effect, negate that effect and destroy that card. 2 very powerful cards for the deck. For the last 2 monsters, I play 1 copy of Karyushin and 1 copy of Jellyfish. A few of the spells and traps we play allow you to special summon these cards from the main deck, so it makes sense to play a few. Plus, it's really cool being able to play some of these classic Mako Tsunami cards from the anime. Free resources to let you make plays, put pressure on the board, or go into some of your Xyz monsters. Well, that is it for the monster lineup. Now on to the spells. Starting with 3 copies of Fish Sonar. One of the newer additions to the deck. This card lets you add a level 7 or lower monster from your deck to your hand that mentions Umi or is a normal water monster. And if Umi is on the field, you can special summon a normal water monster from the deck. Next up is 3 copies of a Legendary Ocean. Really nice to see one of my favorite cards finally printed as an ultra rare. This field spell's name is always treated as Umi. It gives your water monsters a 200-point attack and defense boost and reduces the levels of all water monsters in the hand and on the field by 1. Very important card that lets you normal summon your level 5 Fisherman monsters. Another form of Umi is 3 copies of Sea Stealth 2. This card's name becomes Umi while on the field or in the graveyard. This continuous spell makes it so your opponent cannot target your water monsters with non-water monster effects. And at the start of the battle phase, you can special summon a normal water monster or monster that mentions Umi from your hand or graveyard in defense position, but destroy it at the end of the battle phase. Giving you extra protection and good to reborn your copy of Mega Fortress Whale to destroy an opponent's monster. For the last of the spells, I play 3 copies of Fury of Karyushin. When activated, you can add a copy of Torrential Tribute from your deck to your hand. The great effect with this card is if your water monsters would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Since this is a control deck, we play a fair amount of traps, starting with 3 copies of Sea Stealth Attack. It's a continuous trap that when activated, you can activate an Umi from your hand or graveyard. When Umi's on the field, it gains effects that once per turn, you can banish a water monster to protect your spells and traps from being destroyed, even if this card leaves the field. And at the start of the damage step, if your water monster whose original level is 5 or higher battles an opponent's monster, destroy that monster. I play 1 copy of Karyushin's Dark Reef. This card lets you send a copy of Umi to the graveyard to special summon 2 monsters with different names from your hand or deck that mention Umi or water normal monsters. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, you can also special summon any number of level 6 or lower normal water monsters from the hand and or deck. It is searchable, so 1 copy I think is fine. Next, I play 3 copies of Torrential Tribute. This card will destroy all monsters on the field. When a monster... sorry, lost my spot there. This card will destroy all monsters on the field when a monster is summoned, but if you have Fury of Karyushin in the graveyard, you can protect your monsters from being destroyed. A good way to wipe your opponent's board while leaving your monsters unharmed. For the last 2 cards in the main deck, 2 copies of Ice Barrier. When your opponent declares an attack, you can change their monster's attack to 0, negate its effects, and lock its battle position. You can banish this card from the graveyard to send a level 5 or higher water monster from your deck to the graveyard, then recycle a water monster back to your hand, even the card you just sent from your deck. Well, that is it for the main deck. Now on to the extra deck. The deck does a good job handling on its own, so you can play whatever you like in the extra deck. I've chosen to play some of my favorite Xyz water monsters. starting with 3 copies of Bahamut Shark. This card lets you detach a material to special summon a rank 3 or lower water monster from the extra deck. Downside is this card may not attack the turn you use this effect. For my rank 3 monsters, I play 1 copy of number 17, Leviathan Dragon, 1 copy of number 47, Nightmare Shark, and 1 copy of number 71, Rebarian Shark. Leviathan Dragon can detach a material to gain 500 attack. Nightmare Shark can attach a level 3 water monster as a material from your hand or field when it is special summoned. You can detach a material to target a water monster you control, allowing it to attack directly this turn, but if you do, other monsters may not attack. Rebarian Shark can target a number Xyz monster in your graveyard and special summon it, then attach 1 material from this card to that target. Next up, I play 3 copies of full armored Black Ray Lancer. This card pairs well with your copies of Bahamut Shark because you can also Xyz summon it by using a rank 3 water monster with no material. It gains 200 attack for each material it has, and when it might be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach a material instead. Also, when it destroys a monster by battle, you can target a spell or trap on your opponent's side of the field and destroy it. Another package I like to play is 1 copy of number 4, Stealth Kraken, 2 copies of Stealth Kraken Spawn. Stealth Kraken turns all monsters on the field into water. During either player's main phase, quick effect, destroy a monster your opponent controls, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of the attack it had on the field. Also, when this card is destroyed, you can special summon Stealth Kraken Spawn from your extra deck equal to the number of materials it has, and attach a water monster from your graveyard to each one of them. Since this card does not detach for cost, you will always be able to special summon 2 Spawn from the extra deck. Stealth Kraken Spawn can quick effect destroy a water monster your opponent controls. And if this card is destroyed, you can special summon other Stealth Kraken monsters from your graveyard equal to the materials it had, then attach a water monster from the graveyard to each one as a material. For the last 3 cards, I play 1 copy of Abyss Dweller, 1 copy of number 101, Silent Honor, and 1 copy of Totally Awesome. Abyss Dweller will increase the attack of all your water monsters by 500 points, and once per turn, quick effect, you can detach material from this card to prevent your opponent from activating any effects in the graveyard this turn. Silent Honor Arc can detach 2 materials, target a special summon monster your opponent controls in attack position, and attach it to this card as material. Also, if this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach a material instead. Last up, Totally Awesome can be special summoned with your copy of Bahamut Shark. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell, trap, or monster effect, quick effect, you can send 1 aqua monster from your hand or field to the graveyard and negate the activation. Then if you do, you can take control of it and set it to your side of the field. Plus, if this card is sent to your graveyard, you can target a water monster in your graveyard and recycle it back to your hand. Well, that is it for the deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if there's anything you like or didn't like, feel free to leave me a comment telling me what you think. Be sure to like the video if you did, and subscribe for more content. Thank you for your support, and have a great day.